real estate market update. Now, I got to tell you, there's all kinds of stuff that I've been seeing over here. So I know that our team is going to be sharing a lot with you. I just popped up these headlines over here myself. And boy, I remember in the early days of COVID, everybody was thinking that the market was going to crash. But if you look at those headlines, I'm not going to read them. I'll let you scan them because you can scan them faster than I can read them. It is not going that way at all. It's anything but crashing. So let's kind of go through our order over here. Scott, what is the market update on Oahu?
This is where we get really serious, right? And I don't look very serious right now. But,
that's okay. You look, well, look, elves are, I take Santa and Christmas very seriously. So you're good.
Yeah, no, it's actually interesting. So some of the articles you had spot on, bid ups. What we're looking at is 4 in every 10 homes are being bid over the listing price. And it's kind of an interesting market. The first thing I would mention that the new news that just came out is the conforming loan limit for loans in Hawaii went up 7.4% from 765,000 to now 822,000. So conforming loan limit means that's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac kind of guideline loans. You can do lower down because they're backed by their guidelines and whatnot. But that's a significant jump. Once you get above 822, you're talking a jumbo loan with significantly more money down. It's a portfolio loan, which means there's a private investor on the backside, and where the local banks are doing that, originating that loan and holding it on the books. And the rate's higher. The guidelines for being able to qualify for that are harder. So basically, anybody that can qualify for the conforming loan limit portion, they just got a bump in the amount that they can borrow significantly easier and at lower rates than just a few weeks ago. This is for the 2021 year, but it's taken effect now. You can start doing the loans now. So that's pretty important for people to know. As the interesting thing that I would say within this market for Oahu right now is, if you had a faucet that was turned on halfway, and then when COVID hit for 2 months, home sales dropped by 22%. So you basically turned the faucet down quite a bit in how the water was flowing out of it. But we're now at break even for year to date on the number of sales this year compared to last year. So not only has the faucet been turned back on at a higher level, but it's even higher than where it was pre-COVID. So that kind of gives you an idea. There's a lot of buyers in the market. There's a lot of competition for properties, and prices are up on the single family home side 10%. Condos, we're down 50% for sales, and for multiple months have been double digits down. Island-wide prices are up 1.2%, but in Waikiki, prices are down 15%, whereas something like Eva Beach, prices are actually up 3%. So you got to go by area specific, even when it comes to condos. Condos aren't quite as hot as homes, but they are in certain areas.
Yeah, a lot going on over there. Again, I'm just really kind of blown away by how quick it hasn't even, I can't even call it a recovery because it kind of never went away, but how the market has been so resilient in light of COVID. Dylan, what's the latest, what's been going on the Big Island there as far as real estate market goes?
It's bananas on the Big Island.
Bananas on the Big Island.
It's bananas. It's across the board. So just to put things in context, when we look at real estate data, because of the cyclical nature of our market, right? We have down months and up months. So you want to look at the month from the year previous. So when we compare data, like I'm going to talk about some data here, we're looking at November of 2020 versus November of 2019. So it's apples to apples, and you're comparing a similar timeline or similar time in the year for sales and prices and things like that. So across the board on the Big Island, everything is up. So number of homes that have sold are 26% higher than it was last year. Number of condos is 52% higher than a year ago. And pieces of land is totally off the charts, 62% more pieces of land sold this November than last November. And last November, it was a totally strong market. So in addition to all of that, median price is up, average days on market is down, final list of sold price is 95% or higher in pretty much every segment. So people are getting really close to full price, on average. We are starting to see some of those over asking price and multiple offer situations where properties are selling at a more than they're listed for, but not at the rate that Oahu's seeing. But on the Big Island, we're actually the only island in the state that is year to date, we're 4% higher in terms of properties that have sold versus a year ago. So every other county is pretty much almost at break even or right below, and probably will surpass by the end of the year. But we are already on the Big Island surpassing the number of properties that sold in 2019 year to date. So across the board, I mean, it did slow down for a little while, but it is totally bananas right now. And what that's causing is, and I've done a couple of videos on this, if you're getting into the real estate market right now, you really have to prepare for things not happening on time. And I think we talked about this a little bit last show, but it's even worse now. I mean, I'm getting situations where escrow just can't process the transactions fast enough, so everything is delayed. And that's just one segment. I mean, you also have surveyors and finance people doing loans, and underwriters and appraisers are way backed up. There's a shortage of appraisers. Every segment of the real estate market is totally swamped right now, and so transactions are pretty much not closing on time across the board right now.
That's that is just crazy. You know, before we move on, I got a couple of questions here from Paul and from Megan and from James. I'm going to hit James's first because it's towards you, Dylan. Aloha and Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas. A very Merry Christmas to you, James. Dylan, do you know any condos in the Kona area that have lockable storage areas large enough to fit a kayak, 13-foot preferably lockable?
Yeah, you'll have several options. There's many condo complexes that actually come with storage lockers in a separate area from your condo, or some of them will have them outside in a hallway. Your other option is to get a ground floor unit where you have a little yard. A lot of our condos have a ground floor unit with a 20 by 20 yard outside, so you get a nice little space where you can sit, but you can also use that for storage. It's your personal area. So and usually pretty secure. And there are a few complexes that do have garages. So that's another option, is you can get a garage, a traditional garage with a garage door on it. Usually they're just one car, but that's a good option for storage also.
Thanks, Dylan. Great answer as usual. Heidi, we got a bunch of other questions. I'm going to hold on. Paul and Megan and Kevin, just hold on tight there for a sec. I want to hear Heidi's update on what's happening in Maui. It's bonkers. Is it bonkers in Maui? Is it as bonkers in Maui as it is on the Big Island and Oahu, Heidi? What's going on?
It's definitely super busy on Maui. I mean, as we anticipated, as soon as people were allowed to travel without a 14-day quarantine, a lot of people are coming out to Maui looking at properties. What we're seeing are buyers who are relocating to Maui, or they're just planning on a more flexible working conditions in the future where they can work from home. So they're deciding now is the time to go to Maui and buy something, and I could at least spend part of the year there. Median sales prices are up for both condominiums and single-family homes. Single-family homes and luxury is super, super strong right now. So yeah, similar to Oahu and Big Island as far as that.
Yeah, it's been really quite remarkable about kind of what's been going on in the industry. Hey.